Hey guys, so alright, looks like we've got people joining in. That is awesome. So I'm starting out in front of Warlord of Seattle, and this is something that I missed the other day because we're actually a couple of blocks away from the entrance to the CHAZ or DMZ or whatever you want to call it. But it looks like some people definitely took out some aggression on Warlord of Seattle. I'll point out that literally across the street there is zero damage in all the businesses there. The Academy boarded up, but their windows are intact. And there's a college and university store with literally merchandise in their windows over there that also did not get touched. So, but Ferrari did apparently have their windows bashed in. I'm relatively sure this happened before the police left, but the area is, fenced in and no one's bothering it now. So that's what we got going on there. Hopefully you guys can hear me. And those of you who have my instant messenger info, please don't message me direct because that can interrupt the feed. But like I said, I'm about a block away. There is a Plum Chopped here. It looks like they're open. Let's see, checking the angle of the camera. And we're literally the other side of the barricade right now. So yeah. This is a Thai Street Cafe, and it looks like some of their windows were busted in before being boarded up. I'm gonna cross the street here while I can. And we're now at the barricade. So I'm on 12th and Pike. Wanted to show you guys this American flag here.
That was it. Did you realize?
So I want to talk to some of the people at the barricades, but I'll wait for us to get some more viewers. Hey Joel. Yeah, like I said, I'll wait for us to get some more viewers and I'll do some interviews then, but for now I'll just kind of walk around and see what's going on here. This is the famous, infamous precinct building. You can see it's all boarded up, but the windows that are upstairs are intact. There's lots of graffiti and murals, but not really any damage. I might not be able to talk much over there because it sounds like there's people giving speeches and stuff, but what I'm going to say is if you guys could share this live feed, especially share it into groups so we can get some more viewers in here. I'd like to walk around and just kind of answer questions that people might have, do some interviews. Like if you guys want me to ask something, I'll ask it. So apparently a lot of people are either out of area or are too afraid to come here. So I don't feel unsafe too much, so I'll just walk around and be your eyes and ears. Hey Matt. the video quality coming through the GoPro is a hell of a lot better. So I'll show you guys some of the posters that are up.
But the pushback from doctors and therapists, I'm trying to get you
Oh man, it's packed tight.
I have been slapped. I have been peed on.
So this is by far the most people I've seen here. Way more people here now than at nighttime.
While trying to get him help. His son was diagnosed officially in November. I'm here for him. I am here because I am not in the business of giving birth to black babies to put them in the fucking ground.
So Jimmy is asking if I can confirm if anybody gave money last night, because there was an article in the New York Post that somebody was asking live white people for $10. I have not seen absolutely any of that whatsoever, at least in Seattle. I've seen some videos of, you know, kneeling and stuff like that. I don't know where those are from, but that's definitely not happening here as far as I can see. As you can see, the vast majority of the crowd is white. So I don't think that's really feasible. So yeah. These guys here are legal observers. I think we saw one of their guys last time around getting pestered. I am kind of keeping an eye out for some food. So this is a thing I also filmed yesterday. Apparently some local residents complained that people were going into this alley to relieve themselves. And looks like, you know, some people have responded, put up a little sign up here, and there's a couple of people watching just to make sure that people aren't sneaking off in there, because there are porta potties within, you know, literally right around the corner. I honestly don't know why they wouldn't just put a couple of porta potties right here. That would seem to be a thing to do. I guess I could ask these guys. Hey guys, I got a question for you. I talked to some people here yesterday, and they were saying that this is blocked off because I guess people are going and like using the alley as a bathroom.
And also putting a negative narrative that takes away from Mr. Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery, Black Lives Matter movement.
Gotcha.
We don't need certain tags on here, like things like CHAZ. CHAZ is something that we don't believe in here. It's not a narrative that was created in Seattle where it originated. It's outside of Washington. By the time we all got here Wednesday morning, it was on Fox News, a national media and stuff. It never hit local news. So we are trying to quell the fact that these people are trying to push CHAZ, and then
But there were signs on the barricades, or at least I've seen pictures saying autonomous zone, blah blah blah. Is that just like somebody put those up?
Yeah, people are trying to put that up, but we've so check this out. The actual protesters here that are here for the movement, we've been going around and making sure that we take off CHAZ and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, and I talked to Raz about that, and he was, what's up?
You know what the new name is?
No, what is
It's CHOP.
Yeah, CHOP.
CHOP? What does that stand for?
Capitol Hill.
Occupied Protest. Okay, cool. I'll update my live
Only
feed.
occupied the outside.
Actually,
Yeah,
let me
gotcha.
read this to you. Let me read this to
We
you.
had
Go.
stormed in like militia.
Yep.
Exactly. The protesters unanimously decided to rebrand the movement over the last couple of days in an effort to dispel the claims of actually seceding from the nation, to re-centralize the focus back to the Black Lives Matter movement. Basically, no one ever decided on CHAZ to begin with. The intent has always been to protest police brutality with peace. CHAZ came overnight and early in the morning when there was no one around with the media. Obviously, the residents and business owners do not intend on seceding. CHOP stands for Capitol Hill Occupied Protest.
Cool.
George Floyd, police brutality, racism against Black Americans. That is why we are here. I cannot stress that enough. We cannot stray away from that. We let a moment of vulnerability transform the narrative.
Police reform is what we want. And in order to have police reform, that's how we get police defunding.
I gotcha. All right.
Trying to maintain that narrative.
Oh, cool. Thanks for clearing that up.
Refocus it to that.
With not having people come down a private driveway, these are tenants that live here. We're protesters. These are neighbors. We're not trying to create a stressful environment between us.
Yeah, because there's been some stuff online about like people saying that they can't sleep and, you know, because there's just around the clock. But so you guys are kind of trying to keep it quiet a little bit.
Yeah,
and
someone's apartment window got tagged.
Because as long as the neighbors here understand our movement, they'll be happy and they'll come out and support us too.
Gotcha.
There's been neighbors here, tenants here that come out and ask us if we want something to eat. On their way to the store, do we need any
all right, cool. So they're like supporting you guys.
Yeah.
Have you guys thought about like maybe putting up a couple of porta potties right in here so that there's like less of a, I guess, incentive?
That'd probably crazy. People trying to hide behind it.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Well, all right. That's just an idea that I had, but
People are innovative.
right on. What are your names?
I'm Colby.
Colby.
Honor.
I'm Tyson.
Nice to meet you.
What's up, man?
Nice to meet you, brother.
All right.
Thank you for coming out, man.
Cheers. Yeah, man. I just, you know,
Peaceful protest.
I see a lot of, I'm not really part of the protest, but just like I live nearby and a lot of people who are from outside of the Seattle area, like they're just watching the shit on the news and I'm like, dude, I've been down there. Like that's not really what it's like.
The
So
biggest thing is to people outside the state of Washington that see it from the news or any type of media and stuff. My thing is, if you see it and you think it that way, come into town.
Yeah, that's what I've been telling people. That's what I've been telling.
Actually, before George Floyd even died, I was riding my bike around here before any protesting happened.
Yeah.
And so I was here from before George Floyd died to, I watched this whole thing unravel to where it is now. I was here every single day.
Yeah, because you live here.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this. So the Seattle chief went on TV recently and said that Seattle police is not able to respond to any rapes or crimes that are taking place in here. Have you guys heard of any rape or assault or anything that's happened here?
Nothing has happened here except from outside influence trying to push that narrative. We haven't had any civil unrest with the protesters. Everybody's here for a common goal. We all come from different minority communities that have suffered some type of police brutality.
Gotcha.
So I think when it comes to the safety aspect of it, how we're operating without the police is just people like us, members of the community who are volunteering our time to just make sure that the property is respected, to make sure that this building doesn't get burned down.
Yeah. Are you guys part of some group?
No, we're just
protesting.
Like when you guys say we, like how many of we are you?
See, that's the thing is this is really just
we're a collective. So you're not a set group.
But like there's nobody that like told you to stand here.
No, I'm here because of
I discussed it with other leaders that are watching, that are organizing.
So like somebody came up and said like, hey, we should do this, and you're like, yeah, it's a good idea, I'll do it. Is that kind of how it works?
No, we just seen them. We seen them trying to quell the population of people coming down here. So you know, we're here for support. So we're volunteer to try to make.
You guys are not paid to like be here or anything, right? Okay.
We don't need money.
Huh?
We don't need money.
All right.
Well, so the thing is that this is all volunteer.
Yeah.
This is all donation driven. Most places, at the minimum, only accept like Venmo, I guess. But most of the donations, pretty much all of them, I'd say, I've seen, are just people bringing in just boxes of
people are volunteering to bring in
water. And
we had yesterday. What was it? Guy literally brought like an entire vegetable garden.
Yeah, they have a vegetable garden started in the back.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. I'm gonna go check it out during the day because yesterday was just like dark as hell.
Everything that you see, food and stuff.
Yeah.
Volunteer.
Gotcha. And then you guys personally, like, do you guys have jobs or do you work somewhere? Or are you guys unemployed right now?
Unemployed.
I work.
Okay.
Come here to support. And then come back to work.
Gotcha.
Back.
All right, man. Well, I'll keep walking around. Looks like nobody on the live feed's got any questions, so I'll just go along. But take it easy, guys. Oh man, something smells good. I think there's like a barbecue or something going on down here. Let's see what we're doing here.
No, I'm glad you're here. Hi.
Howdy. Pretty good.
You want to write a letter to Mayor Durkin? That's what we're doing.
Is that what you guys are doing?
That's right.
Is there like a specific narrative, or
Whatever you want.
can I just write quit your job?
Sure. I mean, the general narrative is like, you've done a shit job, I got tear gassed, so whatever you want to say.
Gotcha. All right.
There you go.
Cool. It'll be short and sweet. I'll borrow a pen. Thanks.
Thank you.
But is there a plan for like who to replace her with?
There's not.
So just like do a general election or something?
I certainly don't have a plan. I haven't, so she has made no indication that she plans on resigning.
Yeah. It looks like she's going to be ousted though, because it,
By the city council,
yeah.
potentially. In which case, I frankly have no idea. I'm not by any means like a political leader. I stay informed, but that's about it. I just figured this would get people involved. And
Yeah.
a strongly worded handwritten letter goes a lot further than an email.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. Hell,
Well.
I'd love to see Nikita Oliver in office. She's who I voted for.
Gotcha. Unfortunately, I'm not a Seattle voter, so
That's okay. We love what you're doing now.
I moved out. There you go. Short and sweet. Take it easy. Hey guys, those of you joining me, please share this on your, share the news feed, share it to groups. That seems to work the best. If there's anything you guys want me to go see or ask somebody, ask away. Let's see. Holy cow, man, that smells delicious. Man, I'd love to talk to these guys, but they look super busy. And I'd love a hot dog, but that's a hell of a long line. So I will return. It does look like since last night they figured out that the couches should be covered, otherwise they'll be soggy. So we now have a tent in the Conversation Cafe.
Free pizza from Domino's. It just got delivered just now. It's still fresh.
That's up for grabs?
It's up for grabs, guys.
Thanks, man.
What you want? Share.
Cool. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Tell a friend.
Who paid for this?
They got
It
donated.
just arrived?
It's donated. Just arrived.
Cool. So this is a thing that's been happening for a few days. The rooftop of this building is accessible through that fire escape, and quite a few people are climbing up to it. Looks like they're trying to make sure that there's not too many people on that ladder, because that thing just does not look super solid. But people are climbing up to check it out. Potentially, I'm a little worried about that thing coming down at some point with a bunch of people on it, but you know, personal responsibility and all that. Democratic Socialists of America.
Well, died.
People die. There's more people in the world than
And I think these are all the people waiting to go up on the ladder. So somebody's controlling the access. I'm thirsty now.
That's basically why we've been taking pictures and videos, but there's a lot of family out for
So there's a dude's pretty nice Mercedes just sitting here, like no one's bothering it. These guys are handing out CDs. I got yelled at today for saying that sailing events should reopen because, you know, Corona. But this is happening. Man, that pizza was delicious. I'm a little thirsty now. Hey guys, those of you joining us, please share the feed, especially the groups.
And then we are all united by that side right there. Exactly. But the first thing on
An emotional support tent. And they have kittens to pet. Pay the fee, tiny library. Man, where are the coffee people? I would have a coffee now. Why are the coffee people only out at night? So I'm gonna head up into the park area, show you guys the gardens that have been planted up there. I was there last night and there was a girl like planting seeds and starts. Oh man, these guys found tacos somewhere. Charge stuff here. Oh, there's a big charging bank. Oh, luckily I brought my own battery. Hey Courtney, what's up? Share the feed. Post it to a group. So we got Powerade. More peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Hello! I'm doing a live feed with a bunch of people on Facebook who are from out of town and asked me to come check out what's going on. So
please try not to get our faces, okay?
Okay, well, alright, okay. Right on. No worries.
No problem. Can I help you?
I'll run along.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm hearing some Native American chanting over here. And looks like we got some woodworking going on. Hey Meg, I thought you were going to the dump today or something. Anyway guys, share the live feed, put it into groups. I'm just going to kind of walk around here for a while. If you got someplace you want me to go check out or talk to anyone, let me know. Hey, there's a dude picking up trash. Can I talk to you?
Yeah, sure.
So I've got a bunch of people from out of town that asked me to come check this place out and kind of see like what's going on. I noticed you're picking up garbage. Are you like, you just saw garbage and you're picking it up, or somebody asked you to pick it up? Yep. Are you part of the movement, or do you like, where are you at with all of this?
I just came to get a free tent.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thanks for helping out. Ah, coffee. Is this up for grabs? Cool, thank you.
We gotta take. Oh, they did. Oh, good. They come attached like this, and people try to like pour the coffee.
Yeah, gotcha.
My cup, I didn't know that. And then another lady came up and I was trying to take the cups and everything. I figured it out. I was like,
yeah. It took me a minute too.
Gotcha. Well, thanks for having this. I've got a live feed with a bunch of people here who are from out of town, and they're asking kind of like what's going on.
Yeah.
Who's paying for all of this stuff here?
Donations.
Like, does stuff just magically show up, or do people give you money?
Money and stuff. So people show up with stuff. We have a little list of like mostly what we're looking for. We kind of change that day to day.
Okay.
And then a lot of people make cash donations and on Venmo.
Okay.
We do like $500 Costco runs every other day.
Okay.
With the cash.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. And then like, is somebody paying for your guys' time, or you're just kind of here? Are you like within your group or part of the protest, or like how does this work?
The main guy who started, he's asleep right now, but he has a big DJ setup and speakers here.
Yep.
And he a lot of times he plays music, and they do like open mics for people to speak. And then he started off like the very, very first day coming up from the Westlake like riot, and posted up and decided that he wanted to be like it's called the Rejuvenation Station. He wanted we were like relief. So people were out here on the front line raging, and you can't have that all the time. And so it was like, take a break, here's some music, get a snack, sit down on the grass maybe and chill out,
Gotcha.
and then go back. And then once all that was over, and this area formed, they actually, some people, I don't even know who they is, but some people came and said, we'd love for you to be down more in the community. And so we moved down here like 3 days ago.
How did you get recruited? Like, did you just like walk up and?
There. So I go
Gotcha.
to Burning Man. I run a big Burning Man camp.
Okay.
I also am really active in the local house music community here. We go out.
So like you knew him, you saw he was doing this, so you're like, hey man, I'll come out and help.
Yeah, and I
Cool.
came and visited, and he was like, I really need help organizing volunteers.
And we got hand sanitizer and napkins over there, earplugs.
We had way more first aid station during the more crazy times, like the Saturday when they said they weren't going to use tear gas and they bombed everybody anyways.
I was here.
Ran that way.
Yep.
We had like this huge wave of people who had pepper spray face. I was like dumping Maalox on this kid. I have no idea what I'm doing. We were just like trying to be helpful.
Gotcha.
And, so now there's like, we still provide masks and gloves, and people just like they know they can come get a Band-Aid here or different things.
Gotcha.
And then it's mostly snacks and refreshments.
Okay. And then people are also asking, like, do you have a job outside of this, or are you unemployed right now?
It's a very serious job, and I've been working from home, and I live very close to here, so like.
Gotcha.
I coordinate the volunteers, and if I need to like meet someone new, I can pop down here for like half an hour or something, show them around, and then leave.
So you live nearby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The guy who runs the thing, he does not live nearby, but he has a tent. He's been like staying here. He did go home right now to shower.
Gotcha. That's another question that people are asking. So I mean, I saw the porta potties, but like, what about showering? Like, how does that work?
The porta potties were fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Now they've got some more people donated porta potties, and they weren't cleaning the porta potties, the main ones, because I think
they were afraid to walk in here, probably.
No, they thought during the like police protest, I think they were hoping that people would just leave.
Yeah.
If there weren't, clean services or whatever. So, but now people have taken over and they're providing those services. There's a lot of people are camping here, but they'll take breaks and go home to shower and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's cool. All right. I mean, it's just lots of stuff on the news media about what's happening here, and a lot of it is very, very incorrect. So I was like, I'll just go down there and talk to people and see what's up.
I'm trying to clean everything up.
You've been here for how long? Like, when did you start doing this?
I started doing this a week. My first real day was Friday a week before yesterday.
Let me ask you a question. Like, Seattle police chief came out on TV, I think either yesterday or the day before, and said that Seattle police is unable to respond to rapes and other serious crime in the area. Have you guys heard of any rapes happening or anything like that? No.
That's the media trying to.
No, and we actually do have, we have protectors that don't have weapons. I gotta.
Oh.
I know, I don't.
Is that the local homeless dude?
Although there's a lot of local homeless dudes. That one's a little mentally not here.
He's literally chewing on a crowbar. I don't know if people can see this, but. Okay, he stopped chewing on a crowbar, but I got you.
There are a number of homeless people that live in this park all the time when we're not having this.
And now they're living
protest,
with you guys.
And so we've been trying to care for them as best we can.
Gotcha.
There are mental health harm reduction people at the main med center, and we have a radio that's connected to them. And if we needed somebody, they would come over and talk to him. I know he's fine. He's been here for days.
He just kind of hangs out and chews on a crowbar.
Yeah. Usually he has paint on his hands. Yesterday his whole body was painted. And but he's fine. He's harmless.
Okay. All right.
And
but as far as like crime or anything, have you heard of anything serious happening? Like, has anybody been injured or hurt or?
No.
I saw there was a little bit of an altercation here a few days ago, but
there are minor things, but there are people here equipped to take care of things.
Okay.
I mean, no, we couldn't arrest somebody and put them in jail ourselves, but we don't think that that's necessary in the vast majority of cases.
Okay.
I haven't heard about anything requiring that since the police barricade was left.
Gotcha.
I mean, that one guy came in here and shot somebody, but that was during the main protest when all the cops were here.
Okay.
And that's actually not true. They are responding to 911 calls. They said that the other day. I haven't seen it happen yet, but they said that
they would come in if need be.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if somebody called 911 and there was an ambulance that pulled up to that barricade, they would be like, let us fucking in, and those people would.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
All right. Okay, well, I'll walk around. Thank you for doing what you're doing, and thank you for the coffee.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey, dudes. So, I don't know if I'm getting, I mean, I am seeing some chat here. But if you guys have specific questions or, right on, it's a pretty cool looking umbrella. But yeah, if you guys have specific questions or want me to go somewhere, let me know. So, the guy that was chewing the crowbar earlier is now scratching himself with a crowbar. But I kind of want to get to this garden area. I'm trying to figure out where the break in the chain link is to do that. Hey guys, I do ask that we keep the just political stuff and like other things like that off the chat, please, because I am saving these videos and you're gonna look like a tool in the weeks, months, and years to come. So why did they put up barriers? Lori, that's a pretty good question. I'll actually go and talk to some of the people at the barricades here shortly, but essentially there's been a couple of incidents of people driving their cars into the crowds of protesters. There was one here, he didn't actually hit anybody, but he kind of panicked and was driving really quickly, and then that ended in shooting. But there was also some protests where people have like plowed through people on cars, and the protesters here are kind of concerned about that happening. So that is why the barricades are set up. So I'm walking over to the pea patch garden area. This here raised bed is new. That wasn't here last night, as far as I can tell. Looks like they got some more dirt. Hey James, what's up, dude? So I am not a botanist, but I can see tomatoes, I can see cucumbers, I see lettuce, I can smell manure, and let's see here, there's strawberries, I see some flowers. So it's kind of turned into a community pea patch over here.
Make sure to ask before you take pictures of people. Okay, yeah. I'm okay. You guys some people are.
So this specific flower bed yesterday, people were saying that the seeds had been planted, and it looks like people just brought in more dirt to put over that and are now planting larger starts. So, but yeah, there's like 4 of these circles here. Oh, there's another new bed over there. This is not a tourist getaway. Whose property are they on? This is a city public park. This is a Cal Anderson Park. So technically public property. So, oh hey, free food, hand sanitizer, and face mask. Is that cornbread?
Yeah, cornbread.
Dude, I love cornbread. May I?
Oh yeah, of course.
Let's see here. I'm gonna not touch any other piece. Thank you very much.
And there's also honey and water.
Gotcha. Nah, I'll do it like this. My hands are full, but thank you.
Yeah, this is our grant. Now we're going to talk to you while we steal from these people. You know?
So there's a lot of starts here that got brought in, but I think they're kind of out of room to put them. So I am anticipating that another crop circle is going to go up pretty soon.
It's all people. I mean, it's definitely...
Where's Bernie? I don't think he's here, but there's a few people that look like him. I will try to point him out. This is a slackline setup. A friend of mine actually last night who was here found 80 bucks on the ground that somebody dropped while trying to walk the slackline. So it was pretty comical. Well, so Frank, there is a misattributed Margaret Thatcher quote, which I love. She never actually said this, but it is a great quote. Socialism works great until you run out of other people's money. So this is all good and great now, but you know, I don't think it's sustainable to expect, you know, people to just like send down pizzas and cornbread and various other things to like feed the protesters here. So given a little bit of time, I think that's going to be pretty much the end of it. Yeah, there's a lot of people here without masks, including this asshole. I'm not going to yell that I support Trump because I don't support Trump. But, you know, if somebody was to wear a MAGA hat in here, I think they would get a lot of sideways looks, maybe some jeers, but I don't think anybody would cut your head off. Holy shit, hold on. We got some power tool use over here.
Thank you.
If they're in town, it looks like you have a dearth of something.
Where's my bell?
Again, come check in.
And even if it's like not garden related.
Oh, right, wrong side. My bad. Right.
Yeah, what are you guys making here?
This is a secret art project.
A secret art project.
Staging it here.
Alright. Well, I'll wait for the reveal then.
Is there going to be paint involved?
Alright. And this is the rest of the Cal Anderson Park here. Fountain, etc. Not really too much exciting going on. I'm going to go back into the heart of it. But I will point out that there's like local residents playing with their kids on the swing sets. So Jason Clark is asking if there is a booth where organizers are taking public input. Jason, there's not really organizers to this. It's a bunch of individuals, and from what I hear, they kind of, you know, the groups that are here periodically get together and then they kind of try to pass information through osmosis and organize, but there's really nobody in charge. Much like the guys with the rifles who were here, you know, some days ago, like nobody really asked them to come. They just thought that was a thing to do to provide security and to help out the way that they thought was right. So they showed up and everybody just kind of let them do their thing, and they hung out for a few days and now they've left. I was here last night. I didn't see a single person with a firearm. And they kind of seemed, I mean, like just talking to them and looking at them, they were dressed differently. They didn't really fit in with much the rest of the crowd that was here, but they thought it was their responsibility and duty to show up, so they did. And you know, and then I think they saw that they weren't needed, so they left. There's not really anybody in charge. Do they have to have a permit to build that? Technically speaking, yes. In Australia, you also have to have a permit to change your own light bulb. So just kind of put that in perspective. Who's in charge? There's not really anybody in charge. Like, literally, I've said before, if me and my sailboat crew would come out here, about, 12, 20 of us, we would probably be the largest and the most organized group here. There's not anybody in charge and nobody's really running things. This is just kind of how it is. So Tony, you're saying, how can they just go and take over public property and set up living? I mean, I agree with you, but at the same time, this has been happening for decades in Seattle. I mean, the homeless people just kind of set up tents wherever, and they've pretty much decriminalized that. So this is not really anything new. And that's an issue of its own. They set up porta potties, yeah. So Cal Anderson, when this was more of a city park, they had some porta potties here that were being serviced, and obviously the number of porta potties has increased dramatically because of the number of people here. In years past, when we had the Occupy protest and the WTO protest, there was no porta potty service, and the city came under a lot of flack because people got to go somewhere. So it was happening in the alleys, it was happening behind the bushes, and it caused a serious sanitation issue. So the general consensus right now is that the taxpayers of Seattle are kind of paying for these things to be here and for them to be serviced. Actually, here's a hand washing station from Seattle Public Utilities, and looking at it, this had to have appeared here probably very recently. I'm relatively sure this was not here a couple of days ago. But there's hand washing stations like all over the place. Like every one of those tents has a hand washing station in it. So who are the porta potties paid for? So I heard some people say that they were donated, that just somebody decided that was a good thing to do. You got to consider the fact that this neighborhood, the people who live here, pretty much everybody makes 6 figures plus. So wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that a few of them got together and threw together a few $100 to get some porta potties out here so people wouldn't poo in their alleys. But I think it's generally going to be the city of Seattle and the Parks Department that's paying for them. Guys, I'll also say, if you could share this feed, also especially to groups. If you guys want more updates, I've been down here for days now, just kind of coming out and showing people what's actually happening. So feel free to friend me, so you'll get notified. But please share and throw it into a couple of groups so we can get more people in here, get a good discussion. Keep political stuff down to a minimum. When I see Trump come up in the feed, I usually mute or kick people out of here. Obviously there's a political aspect to this, but let's please keep it civil. So, and okay, so we're entering kind of the heart of the protest area now. I mean, like this basketball hoop, I mean, I don't know where it came from. It costs a couple $100, but somebody just brought it over and there it is. Sean, so I would encourage you to kind of watch this feed some more. First of all, there's no shortage of food here. There's also no warlords. The guy you're referring to, Raz Simone, I actually ran into him a couple of days ago and talked to him. Like, I don't know what else he's done or whatever, but like his message was of peace and to, de-escalate and not turn it into a confrontation and play by the rules. So Tyler is now been kicked from the feed. Mike, I sometimes pee sitting down. It gets less splatter on the seat, so when I have to clean it, you know, it's a thing I do sometimes. Whose rules are they playing by? The message that he was trying to deliver was that, you know, play by societal rules. Like, you know, don't break shit, don't vandalize stuff, don't piss people off. You know, declaring independence is not the right way to go about this. You know, they're Americans, they want to stay in America, and, you know, they just want changes of some sort. So that was kind of the message. If you go on my profile and scroll down, there's a 3.5-hour live feed from a couple of days ago, and I ran into him, I think, a couple of hours into that, and then kind of the very end of that live feed was some of the speeches that were taking place, and he was in there. So if you want to see what the guy is all about, feel free to look there. How many blocks? So I'd say like 2 by 3. I mean, if you go online, you can pretty much see it quite clearly. Let's see, there's somebody with a bigger camera than mine, so they must be important. But this is the memorial that was set up here that I filmed a couple of times during the night, and yeah. Mike, I agree with you that you know, leadership in Seattle leaves a lot to be desired. I moved my business and my residence outside of the city limits on purpose because I feel like they just do not represent me at all. So yeah, I would agree with you that there's been a major failure in leadership. That much is true. Where are the changes they want? That is a very good question. I've seen pictures of like a poster somewhere with like a list of demands, and it was actually not very long. But I don't know where that's at exactly, but of things to Google. Michael, I'm here and I'm a citizen. You know, I think pretty much everybody here would say that they're a citizen. But again, there's a lot of people here, so. Painting those buildings is against the law. You're absolutely right. This is Capitol Hill though, so graffiti is quite common. I mean, not to this extent. But a lot of business owners and property owners actually pay to have murals put up because that reduces the amount of graffiti that they attract. But, you know, if and when desired, the stuff does come off with a pressure washer pretty easily. Hey, Mike Kubinski says, go home Antifa. Mike, if you want to point at somebody who you think is Antifa, I'll go talk to them, and we'll see what they say. Sean says, why do they have armed guards? I thought guns were bad. So first of all, I was here last night. I did not see a single person with a firearm. I haven't seen anybody today who has a firearm. I will say that when I was out here earlier in the week, there were maybe 10 to 12 armed guys that were at 2 of the barricades, 2 of the probably 10 plus that are here. I went up and talked to them. You can go see my interview on it's part of the 3.5-hour live feed that's saved on my profile. The guy that I talked to represented himself as a Zen Buddhist. He also had an AR-15 over his neck. But pretty much there were like groups of 2 and 3 who've gotten together from various places who thought that, you know, the 2A guys should come out and support the protesters and make sure that the residents are safe and whatever else, and that nobody drives a bomb in here or, you know, some of this other stuff. In reality, they were just kind of standing around the entire time. Like, I asked them, like, have you searched anybody? They're like, no, but, you know, so, and they were here for a couple of days. The rest of the protesters kind of gave them their room. They did their thing, and I think they realized that there was really nothing for them to do here, so they left. But that's why That's why the armed guys were here for a time. But they didn't seem to be part of the other groups. So, yeah. What is the response of the police to get into a CHAZ for a legitimate emergency? So far and amazingly, I have not really seen any kind of like legit emergencies. The chief of police went on TV the other day saying that they weren't able to respond to rape, but at the same time, there's not ever been a rape reported here since this started. I've been a resident of this area for 20 some odd years now, 23 years. I can tell you for sure this is literally the safest it's ever been. So, yeah. Hey man, are these your gloves? Are these your gloves?
Yes, thank you.
Yep. There you go, mate. Yep. Yep. So the guys who are blocking this looks like left, and now there's people wandering up and down this alley, just kind of looking at things. But yeah, so this is kind of the way it works here. All right. I'm gonna go try and talk to some of the people at the barricades now that we got 240 people on the live feed. Please share, especially share into the groups and such. Brandon Lattice, that's a really shitty thing to say. You are getting the boot, my friend. There is nobody that they report to. I know it's hard to believe for people who are, you know, not used to this kind of thing, but like, I'm not reporting to anybody. I'm just walking around.
I can't even find birth records. The biggest index of black people going their lineage was slave records being released. That's not right. If you have the privilege of knowing where your roots are, stick to that and give up whiteness, please. I believe it to my bones. Because my known heritage was taken away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries. Sorry about that.
That will have you. What a gift.
And Hans Anderson just got blocked.
My local village where my folks were stolen from and enslaved to embrace the powerful continent. A beautiful, amazing
Jeremy Abbott says, sounds like she is bashing white. Is that accurate? I would say yes. I don't really agree with what's being said, but, you know, she's got the microphone and she's talking. And I'm going to kind of stay quiet so you guys can listen to this, but that is what's happening.
Want to come with me to more things?
Continue to follow the lead of black, brown, and indigenous people, and I cannot say that enough. It's the only way forward.
Michael Johnson, no, this is not what I really want to see in America, but it's kind of part of the makeup. A lot of people might not like something that I'm into, you know,
Keep each other safe.
if they're not hurting anybody.
Black and brown people first, and they feel safe, and then you'll go.
Live and let live.
And please, if you want to join what we're building in the South End, it's a community campaign where we're amplifying.
Here, I'll stand here for a minute.
First. We're trying to make sure that the most diverse district in Washington State is on the front lines of every win we're going to have in Olympia, because we need everyone. Woo! They're talking about austerity cuts instead of revenue. They're going to be revisiting the budget this fall. Do not let them revisit the state budget and not pay attention. TVW lets you live stream it on any device you have. Do not let what's happening in Olympia be absent from your mind. They are talking about cutting health care and frontline services. Family planning? I work in reproductive justice. I'm the ED of NARAL Pro-Choice Washington. They're talking about cutting frontline family planning services by $2 million. We don't have a penny to spare on it. There is not a black, brown, or indigenous life anywhere here.
Jose Milan is asking if I've seen any public drug use besides marijuana. I have not, and significantly I have not.
Raising money that feeds communities.
But I'll also say this lady talking about, you know, budget cuts. I don't know how they're expecting to pay billions of unemployment claims, or billions of dollars of unemployment claims. We have over 200,000 people unemployed and receiving unemployment in Washington right now, and not have budget cuts. Like, it's gonna happen. But I'm gonna go to this barricade, see if anybody there is armed, and talk to them. So D.L. Dickerson, yeah, dude, I agree with you. I don't agree with that message at all, but, you know, she has the right to say what she's saying, and if people support her, that's their deal. So are the homeless still there? Yes, they are, but, you know, you can't really pick them out as easily anymore because there's just so many people here. So hold on, I want to get this guy in the knight armor. Yes, it definitely is mostly white people here at Seattle.
Yeah.
Hey guys, can I chat with you, or can I come in there? I got a bunch of people on a Facebook live feed who are from out of town and just asking what's going on. You know, lots of stuff in the media as far as kind of misportrayals and stuff, so I thought I'd walk around and kind of show them. You've got body armor on, so it looks pretty cool. Yeah. Can you guys tell people, like, what is a barricade here for? Like, why is this here?
Answer the question very nicely. He's been here a long time. So. Barricade here is mostly just to make sure that we don't have another situation like we did on Monday, where someone just drives through and pushes through the crowd. Mm-hmm. Basically to stop belligerents and also help keep people safer. If you're not from,
you guys just don't want like traffic going through there,
yeah.
Or like somebody saying like, "Oh, this is a street I'm going to drive through."
Yeah, if you're, especially if you're not from the area, and there was no way to tell where we begin and where we end, you could possibly drive through and hit somebody. And like I said, once again, we did have somebody drive through with a gun and they ended up shooting at somebody. Yeah. And we just want to prevent that, and so this would stop, or at least slow down that.
Gotcha.
Enough that we could get people out of the way.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. Another question for you guys. So, like, again, right-wing media is reporting that there's like people here with guns, checking IDs and stuff like that. Have you seen any of that happen? Are you guys checking people's IDs? I mean, I've been in and out.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Yep. You've we had a couple people ask us if we're checking IDs. We are definitely not checking IDs. Okay. Everybody's welcome in, out.
And if an ambulance needed to get through, is this a thing you guys can remove quickly? Is that a part of what you guys do? Yep. What if like a business owner like needed to bring something in or out that's behind the barricades?
Also, there's been a couple of people that have had to come in through. We also had to have a fire truck come through here. We've been able to open it up and clear the way for them to get in and out.
Gotcha. So that's kind of why you guys are here, is to just move these out of the way.
Just to make sure that all the barricades are, at least have someone staffing them, just to make sure that if they do need to be moved or we do need to help people in or out, it's okay. To do that.
And are you guys like taking orders from anyone, or is like who's in charge, or like how does that work?
We don't really have a power structure now. We're all volunteers.
So like you hang out here while you can hang out here, and then somebody comes in and relieves you?
There is a group of medics, this is what we're with, and we all communicate, but there is nobody in charge. We just kind of rotate in and out as we can.
Okay. When I was here on, man, I'm losing track of days because I've been here a bunch. Yeah. I think it was Thursday or something, but there was like a group of guys here with AR-15s, and I talked to them for a bit. Like this barricade and the one down there had a couple of guys with guns, and obviously like the pictures are all over the frickin' media. Were they with you guys, or like what was their function?
They come from a local gun group, and they were kind of here just helping out. We did have quite a few people threaten physical violence and violence with guns and stuff, and so they kind of somebody to do something if he thinks that he's going to have to push past somebody else with a gun. Okay. So they were non-aggressive, safety zone most of the time.
Yeah, the guy I talked to said he was a Zen Buddhist with an AR-15, which I found absolutely hilarious.
Most of them, their guns weren't even loaded.
Yeah.
They were literally just here so that way if somebody was coming to do something malicious or violent, we would think twice.
Gotcha. Were they Steve, or did they kind of fear that they had nothing to do here?
They don't really have anything to do here, so they came home.
Okay. All right. Cool. And actually, I didn't know this, but there's like a fire station like right there.
Yep.
So, okay. But you guys are not in their way. You've got that street open.
Nope, we've got
and they're doing their thing.
We've got that street wide open. They've been in and out a couple of times today and stuff.
Cool.
We make sure that as far as what we're doing here, we stay as far out of first responders' way as we can.
And then since you're, part of the medic team, I'll ask you this question too. So the chief of police went on TV a couple of days ago and said that they're unable to respond to any possible reports of rape in here. Has there been any violence?
There hasn't been any violence or reports of rape in here.
Okay.
There's been 2 altercations that were between 2 guys, and it was personal beef between them 2.
Gotcha. But like, no serious crime or anything of that nature?
No crime, no attacks. No...
Theoretical situation. Somebody calls 911 because something's going on and a Seattle police vehicle wants to come through here. Are you guys going to get in their way? Or like have you guys discussed that at all?
Mostly, no.
I don't think they would want to go in there in the first place, but...
keep the police out as much as possible, and most of the time, people who are aggressors like that are very easy to spot, and they're easy to usher out before they can cause problems. We've had a couple of people in here that have like had to start, and people will stand in front of them and just start walking.
Okay.
So
cool deal. All right, guys. I think somebody wants to take a picture with you there, but thank you. Is there anything else you want to say? I've got, looks like 400 some odd people on here, so.
We're still peaceful and we're still not terrorists.
Okay. All right, well, take it easy. That answers the question of what you guys do at the barricade, so. Right. Cheers.
Say hi to them. Have a good one.
Yep. Oh, I got. All right, this is a question from somebody on here. Guy walks through with a Trump 2020 hat or a MAGA hat. Are you guys going to get in their way, or?
Nope.
Okay.
We had guys preaching all kinds of that stuff. As long as they're not being belligerently violent towards anybody.
Or like trying to incite something.
Speak your piece.
All right.
It's a free speech area. No one's going to agree with you for the most part. They might try to boo you out of here, but as long as you're not trying to get physical with anybody, we don't care.
So you guys' primary function here is just to keep a speeding car from like blasting in there?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
We're literally just here to keep people safe. We're supposed to stand between people who are going to be violent, between the people who are just here to speak their piece.
Cool. All right, man. Cool beans. There you go. What does ACAB stand for? Where did you see ACAB? I don't know what you're asking about. Okay, so I'm gonna head back to
once you tap into what the world shakes and you grow, growing in a way that you couldn't ever imagine. I say this from experience.
Will they pay your phone bill? I don't think so. Hey guys, and thanks for the friend request. Yeah, go ahead and share this, please, and especially share it into groups. Share the feed. If there's anything you guys want me to do and see, or if you want me to ask some questions, I'll ask them. I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat. Brandy, I feel like what you're saying is a legitimate point. They were complaining that, Seattle PD have only so many hundreds of hours of training to deal with violent situations. But I don't think anybody at that barricade had any training to deal with violent situations. But the thing is, like I said, it's unorganized, it's very utopian, it's very idealistic. So they're trying to do what they can. They realize there's a need for security, so there's a couple of guys standing over there for security. I mean, they sort of invented their own police force, but, that's what it is. All right, so I'm going to walk back through the speech area. It's hella loud over there, so I'm going to try to stay quiet. And what I want to do, actually, let me see here. These guys are open for dine-in. Let me see if I can I kind of want to talk to a business owner and see if I can find somebody to talk to me what it was like to run a business here. So.
Honoring all of our brothers who are hurt. The
The 2 people inside, 6 feet apart, 1 person in each box. Bruh. I've got